Former Apple CEO John Scully says it out loud. OpenAI is Apple's #1 threat. Jeep's software update bricks their hybrid SUVs while driving. Docling, an open source way to turn messy documents into clean, AI-ready data. Sora's huge success is getting pushback from Hollywood. And the Pope says clickbait isn't just bad journalism. It might actually be a sin. Welcome to #Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. Former Apple CEO John Scully finally said aloud what many in the tech world have been thinking. OpenAI has become Apple's first serious competitor, and it's a real threat. He made the remarks at Zeta Live, a marketing and technology conference hosted by Zeta Global in New York. Scully argued that Apple has fallen behind in artificial intelligence, an area he says has not been particularly a strength for the company. And he says this is happening in the context of what he terms the agentic era, where smart agents perform tasks and make decisions rather than users juggling multiple apps. In that world, he said, the familiar app-based model that made Apple dominant could soon be outdated. He also acknowledged speculation that Tim Cook may be considering retirement, but he stopped short of claiming anything official. Instead, he suggested that whoever follows Cook will have to guide Apple through this shift from app-centric design to AI-driven experiences. And if Scully's right, Apple faces a new kind of competition, not from another device maker, but from a company redefining how humans interact with technology. I don't know. It sounds like the type of advice Apple needs is think different. We've heard about this type of episode from Tesla, but now it appears to be hitting other automakers. Over the weekend, a routine software update was pushed over the air to Jeep Wrangler 4xe hybrid SUVs and left some owners stranded when their vehicles lost power while driving. According to reporting from Ars Technica, the update was meant for the Uconnect infotainment and telematics system, but something went wrong. Drivers say their vehicles suddenly lost power or refused to restart, sometimes while traveling on highways. Jeep has since pulled the update and advised owners to avoid installing it if it hasn't yet downloaded. This isn't just a Jeep issue. It's a reminder that when a car becomes a computer on wheels, software reliability becomes a safety issue, not just an inconvenience. A faulty update to what should have been a non-critical system managed to affect drivability, suggesting a deeper architectural weakness in how automakers isolate their systems. And for those of us who try to be educated car buyers, it's a wake-up call. We've always compared fuel economy, resale value, reliability, and safety. But now we might have to add another category, software reliability, because in modern vehicles, the code can be just as important as the engine. Most organizations are sitting on a goldmine of data they can't easily use. And that's because about 90% of company data is what they call dark data, unstructured, stored in PDFs, Word files, or HTML pages that AI and retrieval augmented generation systems struggle to digest. And that's where a new software called Docling comes in. It's an open-source parser and command line library that converts those diverse formats into single, unified Docling documents. The system uses a modular pipeline, a parser backend followed by a layout and table reconstruction model, including one called a table former, to preserve the original document hierarchy and fix common errors like chopped off tables or scrambled text. Docling also works with image recognition models to tag diagrams and charts and pulls in familiar libraries like Beautiful Soup for parsing HTML or Word files. Once processed, the results can be exported as Markdown, JSON, or fed directly into RAG frameworks like LangChain or Llama Index through its built-in hybrid chunker, which improves retrieval accuracy by breaking text into logical sections. And it's fast. In testing, Docling handled 4,000 pages at about 1.26 seconds per page, outperforming tools like Unstructured, Marker, and Minor U, even on standard CPUs. For anyone building AI systems that rely on accurate document retrieval, this open-source tool could be a step towards making enterprise data truly useful. I'll put a link in the show notes to a YouTube video that dives a little more deeply into how it works. OpenAI's video generator Sora is continuing to make waves. We've all heard that it's one of the fastest growing social apps in history, hitting 1 million downloads in less than 5 days, even while it was still invite only. But as its popularity explodes, a backlash is brewing. The latest in this backlash is the Motion Picture Association that formally demanded OpenAI stop allowing copyrighted characters and scenes by default in Sora videos, arguing the app's opt-out model opens the door to massive copyright abuse. Users have already flooded the feed with pop culture deepfakes, from Sam Altman cast as a Bond-style villain playing with James Bond, to clips of iconic movie moments recreated with new faces. The technology's cinematic realism has made Sora a viral hit, but it's also crossed into uncomfortable territory. Zelda Williams, daughter of the late Robin Williams, recently went public pleading with people to stop sending her AI-generated videos of her father, calling them deeply disturbing and not what he would have wanted. And that's exactly the kind of line the Motion Picture Association says must not be crossed. For Hollywood, Sora isn't just another AI trend. It might be an existential threat in the long run, but for today, it's a warning shot about what happens when the tools of creativity collide with the rights of creators. It's infuriating to scroll through a wall of sensational headlines, only to click, watch, or listen and find there's no substance to the story at all. Sometimes, the supposed topic isn't even mentioned. But now, it turns out that's not just irritating. It might be a sin. In what some are calling a shocking announcement, Pope Leo XIV condemned what he called the degrading practice of so-called clickbait. Speaking in Rome to about 150 journalists and media leaders, he said communication must be freed from the misguided thinking that corrupts it. The line even drew laughter when he joked, "You won't believe what the Pope just said." But the humor quickly faded as he warned that chasing clicks and engagement at any cost erodes truth and human dignity. He went on to caution that in the age of algorithms and AI, the power to shape what we see and what we believe is increasingly in the hands of too few. He urged journalists and creators to resist the manipulation, even when it's profitable or popular. And as irritated as we all get, when we say those clickbaiters should burn in hell, we were just blowing off steam. With the Pope, you never know. That's our show. Great to be back after the Canadian Thanksgiving. And in the spirit of Thanksgiving, if you like what we're doing, please share the show. Give us a like or comment on your favorite podcast app. You'll find us everywhere: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and more. And we love hearing from you. You can reach me at technewsday.ca. Just head to the Contact Us page. And while you're there, if you'd like to support what we're doing, you can use the Donate tab and consider contributing even the cost of a cup of coffee a month. And if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment under the video. We read each and every one. As I said, great to be back. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a terrific Tuesday.